Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Jeffrey Epstein, the child predator, the deceased sexual deviant. He has some choice words that he wrote in an email to one of his victims. It was a victim, a girl, small girl, young girl, who claims that Epstein sent her out on missions to go get girls. She didn't want to do it, but she wanted relief from him doing it to her. So she thought it would be easier for her to get him off of her by going to recruit other girls. So she would go get other girls, other young underage girls for him so that he could violate them. But he gave her one main stipulation besides getting the young girls. He wanted them young. He specified, do not bring me any NIGGERs. Yeah, this is an excerpt from the email. Blank gave in at some point and told him, yes, I'll find some friends. Jeff wanted young fresh meat girls, virgins. He told Blank, don't bring me any N-words. Never ever brought any friends. At this point in the interview, Blank attorney Barry, Esquire, advised the following. At Epstein's request, she, Blank, at times met people on the beach and may have told them something to the effect of, if you want to party, go to Epstein's. Following Blank's statement, shook her shoulders and head in the affirmative, clarified that after what Jeff had done to her, she did not want it, the RAPs and sexual assaults, to be repeated. And she decided finding other girls for him, strangers she found in town, might spare her more abuse. Let me tell you something, family. A win is a win. Sometimes that black skin protects us. So we gotta be thankful for that. Surprised? I'm not. And here's why. If you look at Epstein, you look at how rich he was. This is a guy of means. That means that he has the money to get out of the countryside, to come out of the trailer park and be around people who have, other people who have means, other people of status, right? And he didn't have any black friends around him. He never had black people around him. A couple of times, you saw, what's his name? I'm saying what's his name? That's disrespectful. But Chris Tucker, you see Chris Tucker, you see Michael Jackson, and I think it was, who else was it? Another black person, was Oprah or somebody. They went on a humanitarian trip. But other than that, you saw him in no pictures with black people, especially on that island. Now, it could be that the black people like, nah, you too freaky for me. Or it could just be like, oh, man, I'll let you, I'll go over here with y'all and I'll deal with you, but I don't really want to rock with y'all. I don't rock with y'all like that. Now, this email that he sent out to this girl, where he commanded her to not bring him any N-words. This was actually a blessing in disguise for black girls, black women altogether. This is one of the times where racism actually worked in black people's favor. But the contradiction is jarring. While he's talking about how he don't want to be involved, he don't want to violate, basically, he don't want to violate young black girls because of his penchant for racism, right? He's violating white girls. And I guess there's some other girls, I don't know, but he's violating other little girls. He's trying to act like he has some type of elitist title while at the same time being the lowest of the low. But this is on par with who Jeffrey Epstein was, because there was also an email that came out some time back, well before he died, where he blamed black people for gun crime. Can you imagine that? Blaming black people for gun crime? Like, the black people don't own, we don't own any gun manufacturing companies. I mean, not that I know of. Like we don't get the guns and then put them back out on the streets. We don't make the bullets. Yeah, you can say, yeah, but you use them. You use the guns and you use the bullets. But how are you going to blame black people for gun crime when black people ain't even responsible for most of the gun violence in the country? And black people aren't responsible for letting shooters back out on the streets. Epstein got one of those do as I say, not as I do mentalities. That's that elitism, the elitism, right? It's him thinking that he can do whatever he wants to do. But if you do it, it's a problem. And in fact, if you do it, you are the problem. Like, I can guarantee you, I'll bet you $1 to a donut, Jeffrey Epstein was very critical of black men accused of raping. I bet you $1 to a donut, because you got those types out there who are like that. They will go out, if they hear about a black man looking at a white woman or something, they go out and lynch him up, right? Hang him on a tree. Hang him from a tree. While at the same time, they're doing the same thing to white women and every other woman. They're doing the same thing. But if somebody else do it, it's a problem. Same thing with stealing. Somebody else steal, it's a problem. Oh, they want to kill him. They need to die. But they're stealing like no other people in history. You talk about killing citizens being treated badly by their own government, being attacked by their own government. You talk about human rights violations. Man, human rights have never stopped being violated right here in this country. And I ain't just talking about black people. This country preys on its citizens. But yet, they want to look at what other countries are doing and then say, oh, that leader is horrible. We need to go over there and liberate the people. Steal us some stuff while we over there. Because that's what they be doing. That's all it's about, stealing resources. Taken in the name of liberating the people. Jeffrey Epstein, I knew, and I said it. I said it when it first happened to him, when his name first came in the fold. I was like, that dude, yeah, I bet he's a racist, because ain't no way possible you have that much means and you only around just people that look like you. I don't care who you are. I don't care what racial or ethnic group you belong to. You're going to be around multicultural. Your environment is going to be multicultural, because it's that type of money will take you into all types of arenas. But when you have limited resources, a lot of times, all you know is what you see on the block, right? All you know is what you see at the mobile park. That's all you know. This guy, he didn't harm black people. He didn't harm any black people, at least not little black girls. He absolutely harmed black people if you look at the statements that he made, because words are dangerous. When you start putting that type of rhetoric out there, you have people believing it, and it reinforces their discrimination. It reinforces their racism, right? It reinforces their bad behavior. So he absolutely hurt black people on that end. But in regards to violating little black girls, it appears that at least at that time he hadn't, because really those type of dudes, they don't have any limits, really. So maybe that's how he was feeling at that moment. But we know for a fact many of them have never had a problem violating little black girls while at the same time killing their daddies and mamas and beating them. They ain't never, and then beating the little black girls too, but still violating them. So they ain't, desiring little black girls ain't never been an issue with them, never. So I would actually find it hard to believe that he's never violated a little black girl before. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.